Class 7, we are going to start with the second chapter of history, that is Rise and Spread of Islam. After doing second and third chapter, then we will do the lesson number 1. So, pre-Islamic time, condition in Saudi Arabia, the people of Arabia were divided into number of tribes, and mainly they were living on the breeding of the livestock, that is animals such as sheep that are kept on the farm. And most of the time these tribes, they were involved in the war in order to get more and more land so that they can use that land for their animals. They were not these Arabs, they were not politically organized also, and no authorities, no rules and regulations, no government, nothing was there. And during the first 600 days of the Christian era, trade with other land has become important, and many Arabs has taken to it. So, in the 7th century, a new religion, that is Islam, arose in Arabia, and within a very short period of time, all the tribes, they united together, and which led to the establishment of a big empire. Now, Prophet Muhammad was born in Makkah, and followers of Islam considered him as Allah's messenger. You can underline. The meaning of Islam means submission, and follower Islam's was known as Muslims or Muslims, underline, which means people who give themselves to God, and Muslims worship only one God, that is Allah. So in the next topic we are going to study about the early life of Muhammad. So until midlife, Prophet Muhammad, he lived a very prosperous life. He was a trader, and later on he had a spiritual experience. One night he was sleeping, and he felt that God has asked him to become a prophet, to preach the people. So he became a prophet, and he called himself the messenger of the supreme God, that is Allah. And then he started spreading its message to all over the world, and he preached against idol worship, that Murti Puja should not be there. After that, number of tribes who worshipped many gods during that time, and they used to perform various ritual sacrifications. They did not like the Muhammad teachings, and therefore he was asked to leave Makkah. Therefore he left Makkah and he went to Medina. And this year, the year 622 CE, that is immigration, is known as Hijrat or Hijri, and it became the first year of the Muslim calendar. In Medina, Muhammad became very popular, and there he preached to the people, but in 632 he died, and Muhammad was the leader of almost whole of the Arabia. And after his death, his friend Abu Bakr, you can underline, he became a new leader to preach the people. So Prophet Muhammad's succeeders, they were known as caliphs, underline, or caliphs, and they were both religious and political leaders. Now, what was the teaching of the Muhammad? Muhammad teachings were very simple, and under a common political rule, and united them. Now these are the some 5 pillars of Islam. So first one, it is a Shahada, that is a Muslim most essential obligation is to repeat there is no God but Allah, Muhammad is his prophet. Next, it is a Salat, that is a prayer. He must offer prayers 5 times every day, and on Friday afternoon in a mosque. Then Jahakat, he must give alms, that is almsgiving to the people on the name of the God. Swam, Muslim must keep fast from dawn to dusk during Ramjan, the 9th month of their lunar year. And then Hajj, that is a pilgrimage to Makkah. Once in their lifetime, the Muslim, they have to travel to Makkah, and this traveling is known as a Hajj. So these are the 5 pillars of Islam. Now come to the next page. The Muslim worship one God called Allah. Please underline. They believe Allah and their holy book is called Quran or Quran. This everybody you know. So beside these five principles, Islam asks his follower to observe certain rules also. Now, what are these rules? A Muslim should not worship an idol. They will not worship an idol. He must not lend money on interest. They will not give the money, and they will not take the, if they are giving the money to someone, so they will not take the interest. He should lead a life of virtue, simple life they have to lead. All Muslims must regard themselves as brothers and equal. So all the Muslims, they should consider each other as their brother and sister, and all will be considered equally. Now, how Islam separate of Islamic civilization, how it separate. So Muhammad's successors were known as caliphs. We have already done, and the caliphs who succeeded Muhammad were Abu Bakr. You can underline. Then Umar, Usman, and Ali. And within a short period of time, these people, they were able to conquer Iran, Syria, Egypt, etc. And the rule of the first four caliphs ended by 660, and powers they went in the hand of Umayyad dynasty of caliphs, and their capital was Damascus. The Umayyads were overthrown by Abbasids. They made Baghdad their capital, and this way slowly they were able to conquer. The Turks later conquered Baghdad, and the rule of the Arab ended. Then the Ottoman Turk put an end to the empire in 1453, and they were able to conquer Constantinople, and the rule of Ottoman Caliph ended in 1918. You have to learn the dates, important dates. Now, little bit about. So next topic, it is Umayyads. Little bit we will study about them. The Umayyad dynasty ruled from 661 CE to 750 CE, and their capital, already I made you mark there, Damascus. They ruled over Spain and France in Europe territories along the Mediterranean coast of Africa, and some of the places up to Sindh. So students, we will start with the Abbasids. The Umayyad rule was replaced by the rule of Abbasids in 750 CE, and Baghdad became their capital. And Arab culture, as we know, that it was very vibrant, and progress was made in areas such as art, literature, science, and trade. You can mark it. And the most famous ruler of this dynasty was Harun al-Rashid. And Arabian Nights, as stories we have, our parents, our grandparents, they are telling us about the Arabian Nights. So they are very famous. Then the Mongol, but later on Mongol captured Baghdad in 1258 CE, and Abbasid rule, it became to end, and it came to end. Omar Khayyam, the most famous work of Omar Khayyam is the Rubaiyat. You can underline this, the famous writing by this person. The art of calligraphy, that also you can underline. The new architectural features such as dome and minarets, they were also introduced. And the medieval Arab civilization was an advanced civilization, and made a lot of contribution, gave a lot of contribution to the world. So here your second chapter, it is over. In our next lecture, we will be doing the question answers of this chapter. Thank you.